Bud Light and Anheuser Busch are in some serious trouble. Their stock is dropping, their company value is dropping as well. And more importantly, their social and cultural perception are going down the drain. I think that that's even more important than any boycott. It's even more important than any money that they have lost so far, because if your social and cultural perception is really, really bad, which Bud Light's is right now, it's to the point where you get shamed in public if you're ever seen drinking a Bud Light, if you're seen purchasing a Bud Light. And I've seen a bunch of videos where people are looking at Bud Light in grocery stores. It looks like they're about to purchase some, and people are like, don't buy that gay beer and stuff like that. You're getting shamed for just being around Bud Light, for buying Bud Light or drinking Bud Light, whatever the case may be. And if that's the case, if people are going to forever associate Bud Light as the gay beer and associate Bud Light with, if I drink this in public, I'm going to get shamed for it, then over time, they're not going to change. Like, they're going to continue to not buy Bud Light. These gas stations aren't going to have to, these corner stores, these bars, they're not going to have to restock. And that's what's really going to hit Anheuser Busch. That's what's really going to drop their stock is, months down the road when these gas stations, these corner stores, and these bars aren't restocking because nobody's buying them. They're going to go look, they're going to take inventory, and they're going to be like, wait, we didn't sell barely any Bud Light. You can cancel that restock. And then that's when Bud Light's really going to feel the pressure. That's when Anheuser Busch is really going to feel the effects of this Dylan Mulvaney situation. As you can see on the screen right here, though, they are getting hit from all directions. Anheuser Busch accused of racist hiring practices under the cloak of equity complaint. The maker of Bud Light has been caught in a firestorm over partnership with transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney. Anheuser Busch, the maker of Bud Light, is being accused of discriminatory practices related to a program aimed at providing opportunities to minorities and women. Shocker, a corporation in America aiming their opportunities at minorities and women. I never would have guessed that would be the case. America First Legal, a conservative legal group set up by former Trump advisor Stephen Miller, filed a federal civil rights complaint against the brewing company with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. So not only are they getting boycotted because of Dylan Mulvaney, now they're also being sued by America First for their bad hiring practices, their racist hiring practices. In a letter to the EEOC, America First Legal said the woke company proudly discriminates based on race, color, national origin, and sex under the cloak of equity. It cited the company's Leadership Accelerator program, which provides mentorship, executive interaction, and other opportunities, but excludes white and Asian Americans. This is not a regular corporate program. Rather, the company describes the role as focusing on hiring the next generation of leaders within the North American Sustainability and Procurement Department. The letter states, in other words, it is a fast-track program to executive leadership positions at Anheuser Busch, and it is limited to candidates based on race. The allegations come as Bud Light has been under a firestorm over its partnership with transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney. So not only are they getting boycotted, not only is it going absolutely viral on TikTok and all other social medias, for being, the gay beer, like I said earlier, and people getting shamed for drinking it, people making jokes about it. And I'll show you some of them, dude. Some of them, dude, they're going pretty hard on them. I'm not going to lie. They're going pretty hard on Anheuser Busch and more specifically Bud Light. They're going really hard on it, man. And it's going viral. It's going mainstream. And the social effects of this going forward are what's really going to hurt Bud Light. But also, whenever you getting attacked from all angles, man, not only is it a social and cultural movement that's going on, it's also now a legal one that they're under attack from. And it's also not even just right-wing or conservative people. The View host Whoopi Goldberg flips out over Bud Light boycotts. It's just beer. But also, in this video, they always go back to canceling something. They end up getting mad about Bud Light posting that patriotic ad because they know, and we know as well, nobody's stupid. We all understand what Anheuser Busch, what Budweiser was doing with that ad. Whoopi Goldberg and The View were mad because they posted a patriotic ad in response to the Dylan Mulvaney backlash. But we all know that they only posted that ad. They only posted that patriotic ad because of the backlash. They probably had it in the vault, and they were probably like, oh, this is the perfect time to use this. We need something to clear our name. We need something to get the talk off of Dylan Mulvaney and that whole disaster. So let's put out this patriotic ad. Let's bring out the Clydesdales, as the View hosts say. So not only is it a legal battle now, not only is it a cultural battle against conservatives and really just the normal thinking people of the world, but it's also a battle against people like Whoopi Goldberg and the other just lunatic leftist on The View. So not only is it a boycott from the right and from the normal thinking humans, but it's also from the weirdos like Whoopi Goldberg and the others. This is from Newsmax. Anheuser Busch boycott. Most Americans support the boycott of Anheuser Busch products for using transgender model Dylan Mulvaney in its advertising, according to a new poll. New poll, 54% favor Anheuser Busch boycott, and that number is only going to go up as time goes on, and people really realize what's going on with this situation, really realize what's going on with Dylan Mulvaney, because a lot of people, I think, are still, I fully am of the belief that most people out there are good people. And I think most people give, whenever they hear a story like this, they probably give Dylan Mulvaney the benefit of the doubt because they probably don't know exactly who Dylan Mulvaney is. They probably haven't seen his videos and they don't know how disgusting the situation gets. But once they really learn what's going on here, once they really understand the full gravity of the situation, I think that 54% number will actually go up over time. I tweeted this out. The fact that Bud Light is going viral for being a gay beer is worse than any boycott. Forever, people will associate the Bud Light brand with this Dylan Mulvaney situation. Nobody's going to buy Bud Light because they don't want to get roasted for drinking it in public. And by the way, if you could follow me on Twitter, I'd really appreciate that. The link will be in the pinned comment. It's at Justin Lost with 2 T's. I also said social pressure is greater than boycotts based on principles because for some reason, social pressure is just the most powerful thing that we use as humans to get people to do what we want them to do and what we don't want them to do. If for some reason, social pressure just rules all. And this is one of the videos, man, that I said they're going really hard on him. This guy acting like he's drinking Bud Light and then he pulls that thing out. You know, it's crazy what they're doing, man. It's crazy what's going viral on TikTok, what's going viral on social media. But like I said, dude, they're not letting up. They're going pretty hard. Then stuff like this is also happening. This guy is destroying Busch Light cans in Walmart. I don't understand this because this is just going to make them have to restock and buy more. So I would advise against doing things like this for multiple reasons. But apparently, I don't know if this is just a lunatic or if this is actually somebody who's trying to, protest Bud Light or Anheuser Busch. This is from No Jumper. It says, man protesting Bud Light destroys Busch Light cans in Walmart. I don't know, man. I think it's probably just a lunatic. But if this is the case, if people are still destroying cans, Bud Light cans, Budweiser cans, whatever kind of can, I would advise against that because I think that the better thing to do would just be to leave them on the shelves. Let them rot on the shelves. Let them see how full the Bud Light section, how full the Budweiser, Anheuser Busch sections are for these refrigerators, for these shelves at Walmart and other stores. Here's another tweet from Matt Wallace. Seems like this at sporting events all across the country. Bud Light may literally go out of business because they hired woke activist Dylan Mulvaney as their brand ambassador. Here is a refrigerator at a sporting event in Arkansas. It's probably a baseball or softball game. I believe that's Miller Lite down there. And that fridge, and you can see this entire section is sold out. And here's the Bud Light section that's completely full. So, I'm sure that this is what a lot of stores look like. And I've seen a ton of videos, man. I've seen a ton of videos of grocery stores, corner stores, gas stations, and things just like this, where the Bud Light section is completely full. And there's big gaps in the other beers. People are buying a ton of the other beer and nobody's buying the Bud Light, man. Because, I've also seen those videos where I've seen a video of a man and his son making a TikTok about Bud Light, like recording it in a grocery store, recording the Bud Light boxes, making jokes about Bud Light. And somebody comes up behind them and says, oh, you're really going to buy that gay beer? Like they thought that the original two were looking at Bud Light to maybe buy some. And he comes behind and he's making a joke about Bud Light while they're filming a TikTok joking about Bud Light. This stuff is not some small boycott. This isn't some niche boycott. This stuff is mainstream, man. This stuff is going viral. Everybody is hearing about it. And now even people like The View are talking about it. So this is going to continue to get bigger and bigger as time goes on. And I think that it's just going to hurt Bud Light more and more. And maybe even the entire Anheuser Busch brand. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the whole situation.